So,
Morning, Bev.
how would you vote? How would you vote in my Twitter poll? First of all, does he deserve another 100 days in office? How's he done?
I think he does deserve another 100 days in office. But then, of course, the Mandy Rice-Davies defence does apply, I think, in that respect. No, I think Rishi Sunak, I voted for him to be Prime Minister in the leadership election during last summer, for example. So I've always been sympathetic to Rishi. I think his diagnosis of the economic situation was much better than Liz Truss's. And I think, actually, at the moment, he's probably the best person the Conservative Party has to first stabilise the situation, as he's been aiming to do in his first 100 days, and then try and push on to win that next election victory. But I think when voters, and especially long-standing Conservative Party voters, complain about the inability of the government to get anything done, I am sympathetic to say that they haven't done more in the last 13 years. I think the problem is that there are so many headwinds against the government, whether that's global economic conditions, whether that's the migration crisis, whether it's even the stubborn nature of some of their own backbenchers. That it's no surprise, really, that Rishi Sunak finds himself with his hands so badly tied. He's trying to hold together a very fractious party that, frankly, after 13 years in power, is trying to sort of work out what it actually wants to do with it and whether it deserves to remain in power any longer.
When he was talking to a group of NHS clinicians earlier this week, he said the things that happened before I was Prime Minister, I can't do anything about. What I think you can hold me to account for is how I deal with things that arise on my watch. But he was Chancellor of the Exchequer when a lot of these decisions were being made. And I think that's what doesn't ring true for people, William, this idea, well, I'm new to this job. He's been a very integral part of Cabinet for quite a while.
Well, I think he became Chancellor in 2020. He actually joined the Cabinet in 2019. So you could say, yes, he was at the top of government for the entirety of Boris Johnson's time as Prime Minister. But remember, first of all, he had to spend most of that dealing with the impact of first the COVID pandemic and then the lockdowns in response to it. And secondly, he also has to clear up the economic mess that he inherited from his short-lived predecessor. And also, perhaps more importantly, he has to deal with the widespread loss of trust in the Conservative Party, Freudian slip there, based on the chaos of the two leadership elections last year, but also going further back, the sort of various scandals to do with Number 10 and Partygate and all the rest, which I think have actually damaged the Conservative Party's prospects much more than a lot of people who voted for it in 2019 in the defenestration of Boris Johnson or any subsequent crises have actually done. So I think he inherited the most sticky of sticky wickets. And I think it's just to try and stabilise the rapid fall in the Conservative Party's opinion poll ratings that he inherited was in itself something of a small achievement. And now he's got 2 years to try and turn around the situation to at least sort of prevent a wipeout of the next election or even try to win it. It's a very difficult task. But yeah, I think he is right to say that he didn't inherit the most sort of optimal sort of circumstances in which to try and do that.